Welcome back. We're going to work on another Christmas decor today. And let me just say first, I have gotten a lot of messages and comments about, oh my God, it's not even Thanksgiving. I get that. But usually I'll see something that I love or that I want to make or that I want to buy, and it's posted in people's Christmas videos and Christmas pictures. So it's too late. And I always forget before the next year. So my idea was, as I'm making these things, getting ready for our own Christmas party at the 1st of December, that I would go ahead and post them so people would have time to maybe figure out if they wanted to make them for this year instead of trying to remember them for next year. So that's why it's so early. Not because they're going up, it's just because they're being made. So give me a pass on that one. Now, for this project that I'm going to try to make, you're definitely going to be watching trial and error because I've never done anything like this and I don't even know if it'll work. But my idea, I saw someone post a DIY Dollar Tree video that they went and bought the square wreath forms at the Dollar Tree, and they wired them together to make a box. Then they decorated the box with tinsel, put a bow on it, and set it down on the ground with just a couple of other types of those boxes, and it was cute, super cute. But I thought to myself, why in the world am I going to go spend any money to buy a thing to make a box when I have mega amounts of Amazon boxes in the garage waiting to be broken down and taken to recycling? So, who doesn't have random boxes lying around? That's the first thing you gather up. Just a few random boxes. We're going to wrap them in whatever you want. I've chosen some tinsel and some wrapping paper, and I've actually chosen some material that I have, some red sparkly material that I have to wrap the bottom box. But we're not just going to put these gifts, well, let me say I'm going to try not to just put these gifts as decorations. These gifts I want to make like a Dr. Seuss topsy-turvy kind of topiary thing, if that makes any sense. Okay, so sometimes I'm not good at explaining things, so let me just nerd this out. I want to make like box, decorated Christmas box, and find a way to secure a dowel in the bottom box. Now it's all decorated up, right? And then on the dowel would be, I know that's terrible. That's terrible. But like, here's one gift that's all sparkly and lit up. And then on top of it is another one that's just kind of topsy-turvy sideways with its pretty bow. And this one's got a pretty bow. And this one's got a pretty bow. And then you've got one on top. So what you end up having is like this little statue of gifts that look like they're kind of teetering on the corners of each other, if that makes sense. This is a terrible, terrible pictorial of what I want to do. But that's what I have in mind. Now, the first thing, of course, you need to get is some kind of dowel. Whatever this is, clearance PVC pipe for pressurized and hot water. It was just laying around in the garage and nobody was using it. I did ask, and I could use it. So you've got this dowel, and somehow I'm going to figure out a way to anchor it in the bottom box and get those presents stacked on top of it so that we've got that little topiary statue. So, first things first, I'm gonna figure out how to put it in the box. All right, you see what I mean by plethora of boxes. I don't need to go buy something to make a fake box. I know there may be purposes for that, like that I'm not getting, but anyway, I already have the boxes. So I'm gonna take that money and go to Starbucks instead of buying fake boxes. Anyway, my idea to use this bottom box, the big box, and base this dowel in is probably just gonna be some kind of zip ties or wire ties and hot glue, so that when this box sits down, this dowel is sturdy. I'm gonna figure that out, and I'm gonna tell you how I did it, but I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna do it, and that's probably a pretty boring part of this video, so I'll probably just skip it and show you how I do it, or tell you how I do it when I come back. Now, the next thing I have to concentrate on is the boxes that I choose to wrap and put on top. The dowel needs to be the right size. So you want to make sure you have enough rod for all the boxes that you want to thread onto it, but not too much that you've got stuff showing or something sticking out the top. So I have to measure my rod. Then before I decorate anything up, like this will be the bottom box. Great, nice, big, sturdy box to go on the bottom. The dowel will be coming out somewhere, probably in the corner. Then I need to take and pick the boxes that I want to use. I'm going to show you here, like you see my topsy-turvy idea, like it's going to be better when it's done. But when I figure out which boxes I'm going to use, the measurement from corner to corner inside, and get my rod length correct, I need to make sure before I wrap them or decorate them up that the corners that are going to be threaded onto the dowel have holes big enough for them to fit onto the dowel. So those are boring parts of this video that I will explain, but you probably don't care to see. Number one, securing the dowel in the bottom box. Number two, making sure the dowel's the right length for the boxes that I've chosen. Number three, cutting the holes in the boxes that you want to thread onto the dowel. And then all I have to do is decorate and wrap the boxes, put any lights or bows or anything like that on them, and then thread them on there, and it's done. Hopefully, the next time you see me, or in the next few seconds, it won't be me saying, well, that was a major fail. Here we go. All right, before I move on any further, because I made a decision about securing this pole, this dowel, this rod, that I won't be able to explain after I get it secured very easily. So before I did it, I was just going to show you. See, right now, I'm just trying to get all my boxes measured out and the corners cut so that they'll just slide right down after they've been decorated onto the dowel. So I'm busy doing that, and I have, luckily, such a sturdy box and all of this really, really stiff packing paper that came in this box, that the only thing I'm going to do is take the dowel, put it in the corner. There's so much packing in there, and you can probably use newspaper, packing paper, another box, anything that you can do to secure it. But I realized with all this paper in there, it's not bending. I mean, it's a little flimsy, but it's not like it's going to be an action item. It's just going to be sitting in the corner. So anyway, I'm just going to put it in the corner. I'm going to fold the sides down with all that packing stuff in it. Fold it just right over the dowel. But once I secured that, I wouldn't be able to show you. So that's secure now. It's in there. It's in there good. And I tape it up. I've got my bottom box. And the only thing left to do is decorate my bottom box. And then we start taking the boxes that we've measured and cut the holes in on the corners that we want them to be threaded. And after we decorate them, decorate, wrap, however you want to do it, then you'll just thread them down on the bottom box where they will sit in whatever direction you want them to go. And hopefully, after I get everything decorated, when this is done, it'll be a cool little piece to just sit in the corner, have some lights on it. So, let's see. As you can see, it's a whole different day because last night I spent so much time trying to balance boxes on the dowel and make it secure in the bottom and punching different holes so they would fall the right way. All I can say about this one is it's trial and error, a whole bunch of trial and error. You have to be patient. I suggest you do it when you're alone in the house because I can't be held responsible for how many things you want to punch every time you get your boxes where you think they're going to be and it falls over. So, it did turn out super cute. I think it did. But was it worth the time? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm going to show it to you. But again, the tutorial is kind of non-existent because I might have given you some ideas on how to do it, but it's all trial and error. And if you're a crafter like me, which is very amateur and just finding random things and coming up with weird ideas that you think you want to do, and you decide to do this, may the odds be ever in your favor. And here it is, the final project. I mean, I like it, okay. Whew. I might go back and add some lights to it, but it was just, it's one of those things where you just have to kind of decide, is this worth the frustration and the time? Thanks for watching, and I hope that this limited tutorial may help if you decide to do this project. We're almost through with all the Christmas stuff, so soon we'll be getting on to other weird, maybe I can figure it out projects. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.